This is a Blokees Transformers. I think majority of you are familiar with Blokees. Blokees is a new successful brand due to its combination of factors, including its focus on highly detailed buildable action figures, its collaboration with popular brands like Transformers, Evangelion, and Pokemon, and it comes as an easy model kit style where everyone can build. There are different kinds of Blokees. There are these bigger ones that are a bit more pricey, and the Blokees mystery box, which contains this 4-inch types of figures, just like a booster pack style, unless you bought the whole set, of course. Because, Labubu mystery box mechanic did came first, but I noticed that the Blokees Transformers, well, you might think that they copy Pop Mart, but no. They actually blew up at the same time. Because at that time, Lisa from Blackpink announced that she's crazy obsessed with Labubu, and that blew up. And almost at the same month, Blokees was sponsoring YouTubers. So yeah, I think they got popular at the same time. I think the mystery box business was a huge success. That is pretty interesting. So back to Blokees. I'm gonna get a random figure that you can see in the box, which I only bought one. So any of these guys is I'm gonna get. I do hope I get a secret rare Optimus Prime, but I'm always have a bad luck in one of these mystery box. So it's always the guy I least expect to get. That's the same when I do Beyblade booster packs. Good God. Anyway, let's open it. Alright, who is it? And oh, of course. Yeah. It's the guy I want the least. Alright. Anyway, here is Beachcomber. And let's build him. And there it is! Very easy to build, literally just takes you a minute to finish. And let's put it together! While building, I realized you can make his eye glow if you bop his back, so that's pretty cool. And you know what? Even though Beachcomber is not my favorite Transformer, as a Gunpla builder, it's kinda refreshing to just build quick model kits sometimes, saves a lot of time, and Blokees perfectly mastered the joy of a simple fun toy. And yeah, I get it. I get it why they are successful. So Bandai noticed how popular it is. Their answer to that is Blockcross. Can they succeed on this? Well, that would be a big yes and a big no. While we'll get back on that later. First, we're going to open and unbox this mini model kits. I choose Mighty Strike Freedom and Infinite Justice Type 2 because obviously they are the coolest ones and I'm not really adding another RX in my collection, no offense. Right off the bat, for a small kit, it has a lot of parts, and the body frame they are using is almost the same as the one they are using from the DX Robo from God's User line, where you can just customize old Megazords. I noticed that there was no instruction manual included, but if you check inside the box, the instructions are actually printed inside, so you will have to rip the box open to see them. Just when I was about to start building Freedom, sadly there is still stickers in this kit, and that's when the first fumble started. The Blokees one does not have stickers because they already painted. I know Beachcomber was the worst example to compare, but I did appreciate the small details. Moving on, I wasn't able to record this in my Blokees, but yes, you can just snap the parts from the runner, no nipper needed, but if you want a cleaner build, using a plastic nipper isn't so bad either, which I prefer it. Just when I thought the build was going smoothly, I ran into a problem. To be fair, this might be just my issue, I'm not entirely sure. Some parts of the manual were hard to see and made me confused about what to do next. I don't think it's the manuals itself, but more about the fact that it's printed inside the box. The ink makes it a bit too dark, so I had to use some small flashlights just to make out the details. And it's not helping that some of the parts tends to fall off, especially his hands' beam shields. They are so loose, for a moment I thought I did something wrong during the build. As I was almost done building Freedom, I looked at it and thought, wow, it looks so lifeless without stickers. If you have patience and skill for precise painting, I highly recommend going in that route. If not, well, you're kinda stuck with the stickers. And here it is, Blockcross Mighty Strike Freedom. And I'll give my initial thoughts later, but I'll need to finish Infinite Justice first. Who knows, I might get a different experience. Justice is even worse, holy god. Alright, I just literally just applied stickers while I was building, and this is the most joyless build I ever had, holy crap. Though the build was much smoother than Strike Freedom, I can say that much. When it comes to its articulation, I've gotta say it's super limited. You can do a basic 360 rotation with the arms, but that's about it. The legs don't offer much movement either. You can't really bend the legs too much. You can rotate them a bit, and you can go that far in front, but there's not much range going backwards. The railguns have some articulation, which is a plus, but overall parts keep falling apart, and that's a real bummer. Lastly, let's attach the Proud Defender, and yes, it's very tight, but that peg that attach in the back will tends to fall off, which is super annoying. Thankfully, the wings have decent articulation. Moving on with Infinite Justice Type 2, it's pretty much the same. But if I were to pick who's the better kit, Justice takes that crown. The sticker was bad, but the parts are way more stable. But just like Freedom, it has limited articulation, and giving Justice a minimal movement is such a crime. For his backpack, aka Volantes, there are two pegs for option. The one for standby, and the other one is for tactical or aerial mode. Okay, as you can probably tell, I am very disappointed with these kits. Visually, they look fine, but I think they completely missed the point of what makes Blokees fun in the first place. One positive I can give this line is that it's not a mystery box, you can actually get what you paid for, which is nice. But I really don't like the inner frame they're using. It severely limits their articulation and movements, and I have a Blokees kit that is around the same price, and that articulation is way better. Meanwhile, this one keeps falling apart and the articulation is so mid. I know it's not entirely fair to compare Blokees and Blockcross, but let's be real, it's obvious they're trying to compete. Yes, Gundam signature product is Gunpla, and that line is massive with a ton of options. So why not take this opportunity to make something different, like pre-painted kits instead of slapping a bunch of stickers on them? I believe this line could be successful if they make these kits more accessible to general consumers worldwide, just like Blokees, but if they continue to lock them behind limited availability or restrict them to specific regions, then that line is doomed before it even gets started. Walk into any toy store and you'll see shelves full of Blokees, Transformers, Marvel, Pokemon, you name it. Meanwhile, it's already competing against Bandai's own SD Gundam and Converge lines, which, by the way, have insane prices. Whoever set those prices needs to be investigated, honestly. So yeah, that's my honest take on this. These kits are fine if you're just planning to display them and never touch them again, but as a true competitor to Blokees, well, this feels like a very poor attempt. You can tell they didn't put enough time or thought into it. It didn't give me that same joy or excitement I got from building Blokees. So if Bandai really wants to salvage this line, I think the best move is to make it more available and beginner friendly. Newcomers might enjoy it if they actually can get a chance to build one. Heck, why not just collaborate with Blokees? I mean, they already have Kamen Rider in their line, so a crossover isn't impossible. I know it's kind of a taboo for Bandai to share Gundam with other companies, but maybe it's time to trace something new, like a less complicated build, but still have that detailed Gundam model kit that actually works. There's so much potential there. So yeah, not a huge fan of these kits. Honestly, you're better off adding a couple of bucks and buying an HG or an SD if you're a casual builder. Okay, I really didn't expect this video to lean negative, especially since I came open-minded with no expectation. But it is what it is. Anyway, that's it for today, and sorry for the long hiatus. Life happened, so that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna go buy more Blokees now. See ya.